Hello everybody and welcome to the Game Warrior. My name is Jason.
I'm Jenny.
And today we're going to be looking at the 2 to 4 player competitive game Pit Formula. Designed by Sandro Tomasetti and published by BGC Editora. I believe they're Portuguese.
Cool.
Or at least in origin. Okay. So, tell us about the value of our proposition as we are doing a review.
So the point of these videos is to give you the idea of, or the decision-making process of whether you want to buy the game, play the game somewhere else, and not actually make the investment of buying, or avoid it altogether.
Yep. So this game is a small little game. It's out right here behind Jenny's head. It's not a little compact game. It's a tile laying game. It's a racing game. It's a mathematical game, and it's an educational game. And there's a little bit of dexterity because you're racing, and so you've got to be quicker. And there were quite a few times that I was slapping Jenny's hand, and she's slapping mine as we
It got a little physical.
As we were reaching for tiles. Okay, so what did you expect from this game?
All right, so what I expected is, so the game is race car themed. And so I was expecting, when I thought about it, I thought, okay, let's imagine I'm a pit crew, because when it said pit formula, I thought, okay, pit crew. And so what I thought was intense, quick. I thought that it would probably have some sort of mechanism to ratchet up the intensity and push you as a player to go quick, 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 quick. And so that's kind of where I was at with the game, knowing nothing else about it. Is I just figured it would have to have some way of ratcheting tension and have a way where you're not only competing against one another, but kind of competing against the clock in a way.
So what'd you get?
What I got is I did get a game that did ratchet up the tension. I got a game that was very clearly pitted Jason and I against one another. There wasn't necessarily a clock mechanism in it like I had thought there might be, but there is a mechanism in the game where if you don't move quickly, you're gonna lose out because there's only so many tiles that you can pick to make what you need to on your car. So it wasn't a timer per se, but it was you're gonna run out of the tiles that you need if you're not the first one to grab them. So I thought it did a really nice job of getting that tension, getting that sense of you have a very limited window in which to operate. And I thought it did a nice job with that.
Yeah. I didn't know what to expect either, except for I thought kind of there would be that time phase as well. Mm-hmm. And so what you get is you get a car and you have 4 tires, an engine, a fuselage, and gas. Okay? And then each person has their own car. When you put cards on those areas. So I have a card for each tire, for my engine, my fuselage, and for my gas. Mm-hmm. And then as the game starts, the round goes, you flip those cards over very quickly, and they have mathematical computations on them. And then you have to get the answer to those from tiles, from a huge pool of tiles in the center. And that's where our hands were whacking each other. And there's a limited number of tires. So if I needed, say, the number 7, and there was only one 7, me and her were both going for that 7. Yeah. And so that's how there's tension in the game. Now, you get rewarded by being the first done, which is why there's tension. So the first person grabs the flag.
Right. And
you get a bonus for that, as long as you do all your math right, which I didn't do. Yeah. No, she won. Because I continually went... I know what was it? It was 7 times 7. 42! And I grabbed it just like this. I was going to snap the 4 and the 2, and she's all like, you bastard! And then it turned out, that's 49, not 42.
Slow math, but good math.
It's slow math. Fast math! I'm much faster than her, but my tires blew out and I wrecked. Okay. So, theme. What's the theme of the game? So now I know you know how the game, that's the simple game. You run it for 5 rounds. The theme of the game is this racing, math kind of computational thing. Mm-hmm. It was pretty fun. I'll get more to what I liked and didn't like a little bit later, but I had fun getting back to like a math-based game, but the racing of it. And the kind of, like, I don't know, you were saying that you wanted it to be super tense, and it was just a mild level of tense. Like, we've played some games lately where we're really, I'm wondering if it's good for our marriage.
Well, okay.
And I mean that, like, it's like
Right.
tense. We're like looking at each other.
Okay.
This was fun.
So,
tense.
okay, when I was thinking intense, just because my experience of intense, I was thinking like Project Elite level intensity, where like you have a timer and you're like moving, killing aliens, trying to get to this thing, and you know. And then when I sat down and played the game, I was like, oh, this actually, I think probably is a really good game for, you know, if you play with 2 players. The intensity's there, but it's not quite so intense. But I can see how at 3 players, 4 players, because again, you have a limited set of tiles. The minute you start adding more players to this game, I would imagine it gets far more intense than just playing with 2 players. And so I think that would actually, I mean, that's where I think it would become a very intense game.
Yeah, I do.
And there were times I ran out of numbers. You ran out of numbers because we just weren't quick enough. So. Yeah.
So I do think, I'll say that right now, that the game would probably play best at 4 people. For that reason. Be a more tense version.
I think it would be more tense. But what I appreciated about it was it's a math-based game. And so at 2 players, you didn't want to break down crying because you're a slow mather like myself. You know, I think 4 players, again, I think it kind of seemed to me like it had a gentle phase, and then it could also have a not so gentle phase. So it kind of depends on where you want to go with math and how competitive you want to get with this game.
Okay, so tell us about the aesthetics and the components.
Aesthetics. So again, it's a race car game. I thought it's a little guy, and you know, I thought it was very cute. I think it has this little board that has a little racetrack on it, and your meeples are these little race cars that go around the track. So I thought that was really cute in keeping with the theme. The tiles are, you know, just simple little square tiles. The cards are just simple cards. The way that they did it, I think, is pretty clever, where you have a car that's, you know, it's kind of, your player board is a car, and you put cards on it that are your 4 tires, and then the other cards across the middle. So overall, I think they pulled off a really cool feel to the game, and it wasn't over the top, it wasn't like lavish, and it was just simple, and I think they did a great job.
Okay, I will talk about the game length. It took us 20 minutes to play. The box says 20 to 40 minutes. First time, 20 minutes. Very well stated. Okay, talk about the ease of play, learn the rule book. I learned it, but how was it? I mean, I taught you very quick. I'll say the rule book was pretty easy for me. I will say this, that I was reviewing a non-English version, right? So my book was in Portuguese. My cards are in Portuguese. So now that you know that, I had to do a little translation because I got an English subset of the rules. That was easy. But there were a few things when I needed to look at some cards, and there weren't direct translations, so I had to go to Google. You don't need to know that. Everything was easy to learn. Even with that, yeah, that was just me messing around. You know what I mean? With a language translation, and I was able to just pick it up like this. Mm-hmm. How was it? It felt really easy to teach to you, but how was it to learn?
I mean, I think it took you about 3 minutes to walk me through the game and explain how it worked, and it was really easy to pick up, and we were off and running. So really easy to learn.
Okay, so tactics and strategy. I'll talk a little bit about that. Which was, how hard was it? Was it a real challenge? So I'm going to say that the challenges were fun, and they were basic math computations. And I'll kind of lead you on here. She was like, it would be neat if there was a second level with a little bit of algebra and a little bit of extra stuff, like square roots or something. At its base, it's simple math. Now, you also were racing against the other person, so 7 times 7 is not 42.
He crumbled under pressure.
I crumbled. So what do you think about the tactics and strategy and the challenge level?
I thought it was very clever how they pulled this off. Again, I wasn't real sure how they were going to make this work. I was like, are we going to build like a model car? Like, what are we going to do? So I thought it was very clever how it was pulled off. Again, simple basic math, which was a fun way to get into the game. I think this is a great game for anyone out there with kids who's learning math. So it was, again, simple with the base game, but I could see definite possibilities with other expansions moving into other areas. So
Yeah. So what is your final thoughts with the game?
my final thoughts are that I think taking this concept and applying it to math was really cool. I couldn't wrap my head around how else they were going to do this, and then when I learned that it was math, I just thought that was a great idea. I think that again, it's basic math. I think it would be excellent for kids. And again, it's nice because I feel like it scales a little bit. So even with kids, it could be something that's a little less pressure, or it could be something with more pressure the more players you put into the game. And yeah, I just think it's a cool concept. I personally think that would be a great game to continue to evolve and add expansions like algebra, trigonometry, logic. I don't know. So I think that just the structure of it seems to have a lot of possibilities.
Now, at one point, she had this idea. So we could do cards like this. It could be like if Mary is wearing a pink dress, and I was like, whoa, what does that have to do with car racing? And she goes, well, there could be new cards with colors on them. And she spills orange ink on it. What color would come out? I was like, whoa. So certainly there are expansion possibilities. So my final thoughts are, it's a very simple game. It's a fun game. I enjoyed learning it and I enjoyed playing it quick. It's not something I'm going to return to because it's just not my kind of long-term thing. My kids are all grown up. If they weren't, this to me is an excellent educational math game. This is fun because the kids have to do the math, but they're doing it in a race. And so I think that is the key education element to get them excited about it.
Right.
We just had a friend up the other day, and she brought her kid who she's homeschooling, and she was having him do work on our whiteboard, and he just didn't want to do it. Literally, he just didn't want to do it. Just lazy kid. But it wasn't just lazy; it was just boring for him, right? He just had to do this, and I was thinking as we were playing this, I was like, oh, what a great tool in that situation. It's a very specific situation that happened a couple weeks ago. That if I said, hey, come here, we're going to play this game, everything would have changed. He would have been right into it because he's a very competitive young man. So
yeah. I mean, it got me excited to do math. So
okay, everybody, that's our final thoughts on it. Do you have any last things to add, or are you complete? Okay, everybody, as usual, thanks for watching.